This next test is a 6-minute walk test. We're in the hallway and we're just gonna make a loop all the way around, and we're gonna set a timer for 6 minutes. And that time, I'm just gonna put that in my pocket and just leave it at that, and I'll listen for when the timer goes off. But we're just gonna measure and see how many feet with this measuring wheel, how many feet can he walk within 6 minutes. The timer never stops. But he's allowed to take as many breaks as he wants. He can take a standing break, he can lean up against a wall, he can sit down in a chair if need be, but the timer keeps going and we still track the distance. If you can remember how long of a break he took or what kind of break he took, that's good to note down so we can see, okay, he took 3 seated breaks, 1 minute each, but then the next month he took 2 seated breaks at 1 minute each. That's still progress. As soon as he starts walking, I'm gonna start my timer. I'm gonna set the timer for 6 minutes and make sure that the measuring wheel is at 0, and John, go. And I'm starting it from right where he's at. Oops, sorry. And I'm just walking behind him. The measuring wheel is just walking with me, and I'm looking at his body as he's walking, and we're just gonna kind of analyze his gait as he's going. Is there appropriate arm swing? Is there appropriate weight shifting in the legs? Is he dragging his feet versus taking full steps? Is he flexing his ankles and pushing off the toes? Or is he landing flat-footed and kind of picking up his foot instead of pushing off the back foot and swinging through it? So there's a lot of things to look at when somebody's walking. The main thing is that we're just kind of assessing his endurance while walking. And making sure that what we're measuring, which is the distance, is increasing month to month. And then we might have a conversation just so I can kind of feel and listen to him, like how much is he stressing. If he's able to carry on a conversation, then he's doing pretty good. If he's not able to, then his cardiovascular system needs a little bit more work. I trust John. I've been training him for over 2 years, maybe almost 3 years now.
Wow.
And no, it's been over 2 years. But normally we would walk, if you don't trust the person, walk a little bit closer. You can also do this like following with a wheelchair. Sometimes bring the assistive device with you. If you have a partner with you or a spouse to bring the wheelchair, then that's a good idea. There was a fire in the building. Take some bigger steps. 1 floor up, and so they're doing some drywall work and put this here. And it slowed John down as he was walking on it, and so that's just something to keep in mind of why maybe the score might be worse, maybe, than a previous month. One day these doors were all closed and they needed to be closed, so we had to like push the door open to go through, and that slowed the test down. And so these are all things to note, because a family member might be like, oh, he walked so much better last month than he did this month. Why is the score down? Like, I'm gonna quit training now because of it. We can explain that, oh, well, actually there's a fire, blah, 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 and tell them the whole thing. And so as much information that you write down in the reassessment, of like, okay, well, we walked outside on this test versus inside on this month, things like that. And so just be sure to write everything down. The more detailed, the better, especially with the reassessments. And we have about 15 seconds left. And so as soon as that timer goes, I'm gonna kind of watch where his feet are, and then take the timer, take this to where his feet are, which is right here, and then just pick up. And so now that the test is over, just carry the measuring wheel with you and remember the thing. So there's only 3 digits on here that matter, the 3 black ones. And so it's 0, 1, 6. So he obviously didn't walk 16 feet, he walked 1,016 feet. So just remember that.